And JR, we have a question here on diverse hiring panels. What do you think about that?
I was just going to bring that up. One of the strategies, right, to mitigate bias is to have multiple folks interview candidates. This is one of the best things we could do. And I'll return to this idea of structured interviewing here in a minute. But part of that, right, is diversifying the individuals who are interviewing those candidates. Because then you're less likely to have any particular decision-making biases the one individual has, right, play an outsized role in who you select. Where the data is less, where it's less clear is whether actual panel interviews themselves. So we can think about interview panels in two ways. One, you could think about like, hey, you're going to come to the company and you're going to interview with 6 different people. That can be very useful. If you're having them interview with 6 people at one time, that is much less effective. So I think I just want to clarify that including a diverse set of individuals to have one-on-one interviews with candidates is really the best strategy there. Okay. And then it's certainly related to that is this idea of, training the folks who are interviewing candidates to do so in a structured manner. I mean, this is a piece of advice that probably everybody that's listening has heard, but it is, perhaps the one thing we know that can increase the effectiveness of hiring decisions and reduce bias is by using a structured interview process. And that really does mean that every candidate that comes in to interview for a position gets the same set of questions, and that those questions are honing in on skills and or behaviors that are relevant for doing the job. And I think this sort of ties, this whole idea with blinding and structured interviewing relates to this idea of the goal of purposely seeking out the information that we want. Right? So we want information that allows us to evaluate whether the candidate can do the job while minimizing less relevant information that can often cloud our decision-making, and often that introduces implicit biases into who we decide to make job offers to.